Join us in this episode, sailing in the Arctic, as we experience the spring thaw. Setting sail from the Lofoten Islands and exploring some truly stunning places. I'm Jasmine, and these are my parents, Guy and Joe. And this is our home, Free Spirit. Come join us on our adventures. It was the beginning of April, and after spending a few days in the town of Svolvær in the Lofoten Islands, we let loose the mooring lines and headed out. We travelled to a nearby anchorage in Hopen, hoping to find protection from coming strong winds. The next day we found ourselves surrounded by thin sheets of slushy ice. The rain poured down. Despite the weather, we headed out to explore this changing landscape. With the temperature warming, the snow now began to melt and turned into slippery ice. Winter was coming to an end, and spring was slowly on the way. Eventually the rains abated. We set out to hike up a nearby mountain. We made it back to the boat just in time as the winds picked up and funneled down into our anchorage. We were boatbound for a while as the winds blasted us. Once conditions calmed, we hoisted the sails and set out into Vestfjorden. We looked back at what would be our last view of the Lofoten Islands. We passed the same lighthouse that had first led us into these spectacular islands last year. Our eyes now fixed on the horizon as we headed back towards the mainland coast. It was a shame to be leaving this incredible place, but we were excited for what lay ahead. We pulled into the small harbour of Helnason. The next day the sun came out and we set off to explore. This place was very different from the lush green landscape we had experienced here in summer last year. But there was still beauty all around. On the horizon we spied the jagged outline of Landagota, our next destination. We set out again. The mountain peaks loomed above us as we made our way in. We dropped anchor in a protected pool on the western side of the island. This place was truly stunning and had a timeless feel to it. The next day, strong winds funneled down from the mountains. Once the winds abated, we set off to explore again. In tide pools along the shoreline, we found some interesting little creatures. We celebrated this beautiful day with some whiskey shots. But little did we know that the magic was far from over. With the changing seasons, the hours of darkness decreased. On one of the last sunless nights, the aurora appeared, dancing in the sky above us, gifting us with one last mesmerizing display. This place just kept on giving. Huge rocks and boulders scattered at the base of the mountain formed a labyrinth of caves and magical places to explore and get lost in. Here and there we glimpsed the fluffy ears of mountain hares. At this time of year they are slowly shedding their thick white winter coats, getting ready for summer. It was lovely to watch them bounding about between the rocks. The melting snow and ice created many little streams that flowed down the mountainside. We headed on to new places. Slowly making our way further south. We stopped to do a bit of fishing along the way. It wasn't long before we pulled up 2 massive cod. We kept one for dinner and released the other back into the sea. We headed for the island of Fugloya, the furthest south we had been in Norway so far. It was a beautiful place with towering cliffs and white sandy beaches. We finished off the day with some delicious fresh fish curry. Signs of spring were slowly peeking through. set off once more. Soon the clouds gave way and we were bathed in sunshine again. We travelled to the small marina on the island of Bolga, where we were treated with amazing hospitality. It was a beautiful place to explore. We sat soaking up the sunshine and watched as seals played in the bay. Historically, the flat rocks by the sea were used to dry thousands of salted fish, producing klippfisk, the trade and export of which was an important part of the islanders' livelihoods. There is a famous rock that is meant to wobble when you push it, although we had a bit of a hard time getting it to move. The island is home to loads of sheep. Some of them looked quite majestic. Others, not so much. Please like and subscribe. A huge thank you to my incredible patrons for helping to support this production. If you'd like to help, as well as getting early ad-free videos, then click the link in the description and visit my Patreon account. Join us next time as we visit the incredible Svartisen Glacier. And continue exploring the Norwegian coast and the beautiful Helgeland area. Thanks for watching.